Oh my god, look at the outside parts. There's like a giant toad. Oh, look, this skull looks like the bishop, right? How is this game allowed on Twitch? It's because it's adorable. Come on. The adorableness cancels out all this weird shit that's happening in the game. And this is why you don't go for realistic games or hyper-realism, because some things just don't work. Adorable toxic poop. Ooh, am I gonna get a frog follower if I beat this guy? Oh no! Stop laying eggs! Oh no. Oh god, oh god. Oh god. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Fuck! Oopsie. Oh no. Oh, so much going on the screen. Yeah. Oh god, I got one heart. Oh my god. Come on, do the jump. Oh my god, the poison piles are only working on me, damn it. Okay, 2 attacks. Oh my god, I got half a heart left. Oh no. Oh, I died. That scared me. Oh my god, I got followers here. What? Oh yeah, I can sacrifice a follower. Oh, fine. Well, whatever, we can try. I'm sorry. Oh god, oh god. Ugh. Come on. Oh no. Oh. Ho ho ho. Come on, he's almost dead. He's almost dead. He's almost dead. Ha, here we go. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Oh my god, I'm poisoned. Come on, convert. Please, please do it fast. Lumbar, gold nugget, pumpkin seeds, something new. It's a new thing. It's a new item. Might as well unlock it. Ooh. You see me here in chains, reduced to nothing, but it has not always been thus. I was bound to this wretched place by the bishops of the old faith. They betrayed me and left me to rot. This dialogue sounds familiar. I thought I heard it before. Each of the 4 chains that bind me are guarded by one of the bishops. Destroy the bishop and you break the chain. I kinda already saw that when I defeated the first bishop. You could have told me that earlier. You know, it's kinda useless. Now. I gave you life a new vessel, and now you must repay the debt. You know what must be done. To defeat the bishops, you will need to become stronger. Sacrifice a follower to absorb more power. This will aid you in your quest to free me. Sacrifice of the flesh. Sacrifice a follower to grow your strength and unlock new abilities and weapons. Higher level followers will be more valuable. Yes. Here you go. VR2, your turn is next. Here you go. We'll come back home to the quality cult. Let's help. No! Help! I'm helping. I am bringing this. No, not hinder! Don't followers. Poop or... Okay. I'll choose the poop. I get some fertilizers out of them at least. Oh. There's the bar's filled. Oh wait, no! Oh, VR2 left! What? Let's give a sermon. And increase their faith. Oh. Okay, I think I should spend some time with them. Something new. Yeah, damn it, I need to get this. Curse of the Horde. 3 new curses will appear. Curses. Curse you. Oh, here we go. There we go. Ritual. Let's see. Oh wait, no. Ah, damn it. VR2 left before she could have been sacrificed. I don't know why I just had VR2 be a female, but I guess you're a female now in this game. Your gender is what I ask you. In here. On cooldown. On fire. I don't want to use my... I don't want to sacrifice. I don't want to sacrifice. Not yet. Not yet. I got too few people. I can hire some new blue hedgehog. That looks cool. Sonic! Okay, I just got the reference. Why did it take me a while? Let's see. You're no Sonic. You're not Speed. Why are you such a sloth? Why are you so slow and faithless? How dare you? But you are obedient, which are all qualities that are like opposite to Sonic. I can make some food. Whoa, what is this? Deadly fish. Wait. 75% chance of the follower dying instantly. Oh god. Oh god, I have to do this. I can't resist. And I can't poop. She's possessed. Yo, hi Dante. Yeah. Let's see. One of this, or 2 of this. Jedi. Oh, Jedi, go rest. Let me give you some blessing though. Get blessing. Get blessed. Oh, he insta died. Ah. Bed rest. Nezumita. Oh my god, I can harvest meat. No. Okay. Nezumi, you're in chat right now, but could you look away for just 5 seconds? Okay. Are you looking away? I need to make sure that you're looking away. Feast upon my flesh. A follower has died. Commiserations on your loss. Because they're not good for sanitation, are likely to cause other followers to get sick. I can bury or grave to prevent them from going rotten. Of course, that's a lot of meat to just go to waste. Exactly. Harvest. Oh god. Nice. A doctrine. Let's see, hope we can get some thing to reassure them that death is not the end. Maybe this will give me a way to resurrection. Here we go. I can gain faith, or I can resurrect. I can bring dead followers back to life. Here we go. What? Enemies on Darkwood have grown stronger. Yeah. Gauntlets. Yeah, I like me some gauntlets. I think this is the explosion one. Yeah. Oh, this is my favorite weapon now. I love claw-based. Okay, wait. Okay. Give me all the bounds. Okay, it's a 3-hit combo. Yeah. Oh. Oh my goodness. Ooh, new necklace. Yeah, here we go. I got it back. Skull necklace. Yes. I don't want to get a new follower. What is this house thingy? I can reach the question mark. So let's get some resources. I'm really dying with resources. Nothing else? Question mark and then resources again. Oh. Yo. What is this guy? Oh, he's a bug. But what kind of bug? Peace be with you, Crusader. I seek only the truth and the light. But I may be of service to you. Oh, that's how he sounds like. I can increase loyalty of any follower you choose. Ooh. Increase the loyalty. I can only choose between one of these guys. Yeah, let's get myself increased. My work is done. This fool would follow you into the deepest darkness, from whence no one returns. Hey! The piggies had no... They had no hay, so I gave them hay, but they still kept on waiting by the food bowls. They just wanted... they wanted vegetable. They wanted their dinner. So I had to get them. Ooh. Let's see. Strong constitution and materialistic. Oh, better sleeping quarters. Oh, all right, fine. I'll make the huts. I'll upgrade and get the... Let's see if I can add fuel. This voice is so cool. Gasp! Our prayer
have been answered. Thank you, bright one, for sending this lamp to save us. Now the pilgrims will return to our shores. Restoring the land, we pledge ourselves to you. We are your unworthy servant, mighty lamb.
Oh.
We will pray to you and your great lights on the shrine. Please bathe in our adoration. Oh.
Do we get... Oh. I can get rid... Yeah. That is cool. I should have done this earlier. Whoa. Yeah, I got flags. Yo. Wait, can I? Is there a way I can get on this boat and do some things? Look at the view. Did I get it all? Yes, it's a... Oh. Who are you? Oh. Oh, yeah. What's that? Oh. Damn it. Come on, die already. Ooh. Ah, damn it. Ho, 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 chaos. Hey, stop. Okay. This guy is annoying. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. Oh my god, they got so much health. Come on, come on, come on. Oh. Oh no. Die, die, die. Oh, half health, half a health. Oh, he died. Oh, oh. Good job. Good job. Let's convert. Alright, let's see. Nah, nah. Get this. Ooh. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Ooh. Eye of the Witness. Oh god. I have no idea what I got. What is this? Oh. Now you have defeated the bishop of this area. You may continue onward. Great rewards awaits the further you venture. But beware, if you don't have the Omnipresence crown ability, you will not be able to return until you reach another teleporter. Only if you're prepared to leave your cult for a little while. No, I kinda need to get back. Oh god. Collapse less often. Noise. Ooh. Healing bay. Janitor station. Outhouse. Janitors, I guess, will just clean up the poop. Basic decorations. Unlock collection. Let's see. Where you at? Ha 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 ha. Oh, it upgrades the current bed. Okay. Okay. Oh, basically selling. Aha, gotcha. One, and then... Oh, sure. Receive. And... clean these. What are you doing? Clean all the poop. Clean all the poop. Clean. Oh, I need to fix it up. Fix it up. I wanna help you. I wanna help you guys. Come here. Z, what do you need? I'm almost done.
Glorious leader, everyone misses Ben Candy dearly. Is there a way to bring them back? Any way at all?
Yeah, I know. I had to unjustly sacrifice him. I'll do it, yes. I'll bring him back. Dang. Possessions. Something about my materials, maybe? I got 2 in this one. I got 1 here. Sure. Let's equally upgrade. Extort! Oh, okay. Collect from a follower once a day. Bribe a follower to increase the... They're both bad options. I love it. But I kinda want this extortion. Let's extort. Here we go. They're all asleep. Wait. Yeah. You know what? I've been very kind to you all. I think it's time. It's time to get you to work. Come on, I'm not gonna be too kind of a cult leader. You all need to get moving. Give me all the mushroom and mushroom spores. Ah, stop saying give me your bones and mushrooms. Damn it. I need to finish my combo. That deals the most damage. Look at this. There are people being glued to these mushrooms. Look at this. It's so creepy. Ah, so many people. This one has 2. Yeah. Nice zone. Now let's finish up and get back home and get that. The center. Woozy. Imprisoned. Eligos. Ooh. Wait. Oopsie. I keep getting hit. Damn it. Come on. Give me to half a health. Oh wait, I died. Oh, I was trying to give myself to half health. Ah. I can sacrifice the dissenter right away. Wait. I can sacrifice you, but I only have 6 people. I don't have a lot of people. Yeah, I'll return. I'll do this again. I don't want to spend too much time. Ooh. Oh wait, I lost my bones. Ah, okay, I got enough. This is of little consequences. This once more. Okay. Nothing new. Nothing of value, like lore. And now I want more lore information. I want to know more about this world. Stone mine has run out of stone. What? It just goes away. What the hell? Interesting. Oh my god. What happened? In prison. I love that I'm just taking it with 2 fingers. What happens? We are re-educating you. More like we are brainwashing you again. Resurrect. I can resurrect.
Faith and love sounds of love cannot be endured any longer. You must restore faith in the call to leave.
Leave in a mass exodus? Remember, without a cult, you'll surely die. Whoa. Alright, sure. Give me a second. Ooh. God damn it. Let's see. Clean this up. Anything to increase my faith. Increase people's faith in me. Sermon? Let's hold a sermon, I guess. Everybody's angry. Gimme. Meh. Yes. Yes, faith has been restored. Just a little bit. I can sacrifice someone. But then if I resurrect... Okay, sure. Let's resurrect him. Brain candy is for the quest. Else I would have resurrected. Oh god. Ooh. Doctorine. Oh yeah, I can extort. Interact. Bequeath a gift. Wait, call. Give them love twice as long as the follower will never sleep. Give them blessing. Oh, I am out of wood. Oh no. We have no faith in you. Oh yeah, I can extort you. Here we go. Let's re-educate you again. Why do you have an exclamation mark? Alright, fine, I'll release you. And then I can talk to you. There we go. I don't know what quest that was. Read mine. Oh. You constructed a new building. Okay. Oh god, there's a lot of poop in here. And vomit.
Poopy and poopies. Let's chop this tree. Wait. Why can't I chop? Huh? Okay, for some reason I can't. Oh, I have... Okay. Okay, complete another quest. Oh my god, I need a lot of wood. I need a lot of wood. Okay, well, let me just dig this one up then. Yes. Do you guys remember an old cartoon show called... Was it Street Sharks? I believe? And the main characters are like full on half human, half sharks. Because of an experiment. And I remember one of their friends was turned into an orca, but he turned evil. And he turned evil. I don't know why, but I only remember that one scene where he was turned back to a human for a second and he remembered his friends. And he just... And then he went back to being an orca and forgot all his friends again and went back to being a bad guy. I don't know, I was talking about an orca guy, so I had to just write orca item. Wait, what? As soon as I pulled this out of the ways, I knew no more to have need of this. That's where you come in. Oh? What's that? What's this? Ooh, this is a shard of the upgrade thingy. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yes. I need crab and then lobster. Come on, come on. Yeah. I can't cook the blowfish, so I'm not sure what to do about it. Murder for... Oh, I need to get this. A simple solution to many problems, but some followers may find this upsetting if they're awake to witness it. I love this. Ascend follower. Before merging with your temple, which you can ascend the followers to a higher plane of existence. All followers gain loyalty. Isn't ascending the same thing as murdering, but this one doesn't leave a corpse? I guess this one is better because it leaves a corpse and I get some meat out of it, you know? Yeah, to do these. Confession booth, oh my. Propaganda speaker. Propaganda speaker. Oh my god, I love this. Melee attacks. Ooh, orca. Here you go. What? Interacts? Wait, he has been converted to a demon, so he doesn't... Oh, okay. Okay. Sure. Let's travel. Go to the mushroom land. Op. Spar grotto. Ooh. Ooh. Mushroom. Okay, that's a nice name.
Guards!
Why Weeping Moon? Why Blazing Trail? Rolling into an enemy will damage them. Oh, this will be cool. Mushroomo! Alright, how about you? Mmm. Brick floor, plank floor, mushroom candle. I don't have the money. What about this? Ooh. Someone is experimenting on a mushroom. Buy follower form. Why is this one costing 20? Sozo! Oh, I've heard your name before. Greetings, traveler. Me? Why, I am Sozo, of course. Researcher of all things mushroom. Guess that makes me a fungi. Oh my god, I love this. I love it. Just a little joke. Sozo likes to tell. It's a very good joke. I approve. I need to take my medication. Do I have water? Nope. Give me a second. Get water. Yes, yes, mushrooms. Mushrooms are Sozo's passion, but Sozo need more. Sozo always need more. You will collect for Sozo, yes, yeah. Sozo can't trust my followers out there. They lie, they steal, they whisper secrets about Sozo. I just know it. Sozo will do anything. I'll worship at your altar. Sozo will devote myself to your cause. Yes, yes, gimme, gimme. Gimme, gimme. Oop. Look at that path. Oh wait, did his eyes just go red? Oh. Path to Anura and find Sozo mushrooms. Sozo mushrooms. You may not have seen them before, but now you seek them, they shall be there now. You're good. I gave. Buck, 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 buck. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Give Sozo, give Sozo, give Sozo. Excellent, excellent, but not enough. Bring Sozo more. Bring Sozo will show you how to brainwash those followers of yours. Yes, good, good. You're speaking my language now. Sozo supposes you want something for your efforts. Of course, Sozo always pays the debt. Take this. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, one more piece. One more piece. Now he wants 20. Sure, I guess that's something. But it's not. I don't have a lot of follower meat though. But sure, why not? Let's turn them into cannibals! No, you're slow, Woozy. Come on, go to bed. Go to bed. Unoccupied. Alright. Gonna wake you up. And I'm gonna... Let me just extort some money from you. Wake up again. Oh, why are you asking for? Of course. There were no witnesses, of course. Let's get some man's follow meat. Yes. Stringy meat. Right, got some food prepared. Try to do this fast. Take it all. Take it all. Ooh, so it's like a glowing thing around me. Nice. Oh. Oh god, it's a slow attacker. One hit. One hit. Don't try to combo. Ooh. Hey! Flooring. Nice. Ooh. House icon. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Tiny pathetic creatures, but so tasty. Yes, you like? I find many of these tasty morsels. I have a lot of... 20 is a lot. Ooh, I'm getting some resources. Oh, that's a lot of resources. Nice. And some money, too. That's cool. Oh, follower meat. Ah, fine. Sure. Come here. Are you a bull? Oh my god, there were so many just being hanged there in the background. Oh. Orca came back. Okay. Alright, fine. Let's get this character, this person. Oh my god. Germaphobe. Alright, you're just gonna be a sacrifice. You're just gonna die. Wait, before you do that. Interact, extort, extort, and then murder. Nobody's awake. Let's harvest your meat. Yes. Now what you want? Phone's creaking in my side, fading and my heart sings. Oh, are you old? Oh, he's old now. Ooh, that's my first oldie. Let's give a sermon. Oh ho ho, he's so slow. Might of the Devout. Sure, why not? Increase the starting level of weapons when you begin a new crusade. Yes, there we go. Now I should have some fighting chance. I hope that's like a fixed thing and not just a randomized. And I will still like be getting level 1's weapons. Let's see. Afterlife. Possessions. Value. I need something. I need more resources. All cult member will gain materials again. Gain faith when building better sleeping quarters. Gain more faith when placing a decoration. Building. All these are not that much. All these don't really happen often enough for me to benefit. Decoration. Alright, fine. We'll go with the decoration. Summon a demon. Gain more fervor. I don't want to gain more fervor. I want something else. Oh, Orca, come here. Give me your stuff. Yes. Your blessing. Yes. I'm too old. What? Your blessing. Wait. If he's too old, does that mean he's not gonna work? Oh, he doesn't work. Alright, so he's gonna be murdered. You're gonna murder. Okay, please go to bed. All of you. Oh, nope. Nope, no. Okay. You're all in bed. Let me murder you. Yeah! And harvest your mate. Pick up.